I'm TarotOracle. This is the Studio Artemy decks, the Fortuna tarot decks. They sent me 2 of them. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. Let's take a look at both. I guess we'll look at this one first and see where this goes. Very, very, very pretty deck. I mean, just look at the front of it. Very attractive. It's got a lot of glimmer and sheen and what have you. So let's take a look. Obviously a hardbound box. We have the Fortuna tarot deck. 79, a card deck designed to help you unlock your potential and turn your purpose into gold. That's what I need, a Studio Artemy. So yeah, let's see where this takes us. Very attractive box. Wow, look at the inside of that one. That is nice, very nice indeed. So yeah, here we go. So it is a good looking book too. Wow, that is thick. Jesus, that is amazing. You know, I love a good book, especially when it has a lot of text in it. But wow, look at this. That is insane. Look at how much text we have for the sun. You can pause it and read about the sun and what have you. And we look at King or whatnot. We have a ton of text. This is really thick book. It take me by surprise, actually. So the book is over 200, let's see what we got. 202 pages. That is insane. Just look how much text you have on each individual card. That's a lot. So very impressed with the book, first off. So, you know, I'm kind of a book snob, I guess, but yeah, you know, especially when they put a lot of detail in it. What I think is one of the problems that I see quite a bit are books that just don't have anything in it, and we have a deck that needs more explanation. Maybe it has some advanced symbology in it. Maybe it has a lot of interesting stuff going on the card, and there's no explanation. So I love a detailed book, and speaking of detailed, and absolutely, this is going to be, wow, look at that. Look at this. Look at the inside of the box is pretty. Even that glimmers. Really, really pretty deck. Obviously, the edging is fantastic. Wow. Look at just sort of the embroidery in that. Wow, that is insane. So here's the back of it. Obviously, just absolutely stunning deck. It's really taking me aback. It is so good. All right, so let's look at this. Obviously, this is not going to be standard Rider-Waite-Smith. It does have a little bit of a different symbology and what have you. You do have the Seeker instead of the Fool. Yeah, you do have the Seeker instead of the Fool. Judgment with the E. And I do like the astrology on the card too, which is cool. All right, let's take a look at this. Number 1, we have the Seeker. Again, let's take a look at the card stock. Wow, that's barely moving. It is thick. Look at how thick the card is. Just look at just the thickness. You can see that level of detail in there too. Really, really good. The back is just hypnotic. I mean, it's so good. Anyway, the Seeker, looking very, very nice. Instead of the Fool, obviously, we have a very detailed explanation for everything in here. So if you're looking for the Seeker and you want to kind of understand a little bit more about the Fool and what have you, traditionally known as the Fool, it talks about the reversal, and it also talks about Uranus being the planet and all about the journey that the Seeker takes. So you do have the keywords, you do have the astrological influence, etc., etc. So very, very cool. The Magician is there. Wow, that is so pretty. And the High Priestess, obviously with the 2 pillars here. Wow, look at that. Very, very pretty. The crescent moon is just kind of just a little bit here, and then it sort of joins to make a full pattern. Then you have the Empress with the crown, with the stars above it. All this traditional stuff here. Very, very pretty. So it's not like super detailed, super graphical, but just what is here is really done quite well. We have the Emperor over here with a little bit of the Aries feel. We have the Oracle, okay, with the keys, no worshipers. You do have the symbology up there. A little bit of the Taurus feel there. Then we have sort of the Lovers with the Gemini aspect built into it. I do like that, sort of like, almost like a ring, but also sort of a frame for maybe a mirror, or maybe sort of looking into more detail as it goes. We have the Chariot with the movement going on there with the wand, again, with some of the moon aspects over there with the Cancer thing going. We have the strength, a little bit of the Leo aspect. I love that. It's just sort of a framed essence. Looks very cool. Now we have the Hermit, almost like a hot air balloon. I realize that's not it, but just sort of gives me the remnants of that. And again, just look how reflective and how pretty that is. Wow, that is insane. I do not have a disco ball in my house, but just look at wow, that is nuts. That is nuts, just how good that looks. It's so well done. We have Fortuna as number 10, a little bit of the wheel action there with the lemniscate built into it. We have the Justice card with the scales and the sword, obviously, but it's interesting how the scales are tilted. The scales are not exactly, sort of have sort of a moon and a sun over there, and you sort of have maybe like an action line or something like that, so very cool. We have the Hanged One. That is interesting, just how wild that looks. Death card with the changes. Okay, looks very cool. And then we have Alchemy. There we go. A little bit of sort of the water going here, water going there. And the almost like an action line for the waves. A little bit of a wavy action built into that. We have the Devil, which looks a lot like the other card. Was it the Lovers? Yeah, it looks a lot like the Lovers. So it looks a lot like the Lovers, a little bit. It's kind of a similar pattern here, but it looks a little modified there. And so, yeah, the Devil card, a little bit of a 15 action going on over there. Capricorn as well. So there we go. The Tower, all right. So the Tower is not really falling. It's sort of in place, but you have, again, sort of action lines. This does have a lot of that. The Star, again, with lemniscate with the stars built into it. Very pretty, a lot of sort of the stars, action, movement oriented in here, and a lot of dots as well. Then we have the Moon, again with a highly reflective, very, very pretty. And then the Sun, of course, with a lot of lines. Look at just how that's just mesmerizing. Look at this. So yeah, you have to really be here in person to appreciate this, but you will appreciate this. Judgment with the E. Always like it when it does have the E in there. And you do have the horn. You do have the sun or the action, a little bit of a snake thing going on there. And of course, the world of the universe, in this case, a little bit of a Saturn. So looking through here, yeah, interesting. One of everything in there. Now we have a magnum opus, which is cool. I'd have to reference the book to see what the magnum opus is referencing exactly. Ace of Candles, a beautiful single candle there, very, very attractive. Then we have 2 candles, almost like connected maybe. And then I do like the astrology that's sort of built in here as well. So very cool. So I have a little bit of a sun action in there with a 3 of candles, a little bit of searching and seeking, 4 of candles with the built-in home aspect there. I love it. And I like that you can sort of be using this as a study deck as well for your astrology, because you do have all of this in there. So let's see if it sort of covers some of the astrology in here. And it does, astrological influence, Jupiter in Leo. Okay, so rules the second decan of Leo. Ooh, so it does have a lot of detailed astrology in here, which is awesome. Rules the second decan, or decan, whatever you want, of Leo, which relates to Jupiter in Leo. The planet Jupiter symbolizes expansion, blessings, gratitude. The sign of Leo increases strength, joy, and courage. And it also has a numerology explanation as well. And then we have sort of the 6 of candles or the wands. So there's its translation in there. Reversed, you do see the detail in that too. Man, this book, Jesus, that book is so good. All right, we have the 5, a little bit of aspect of fighting, conflict. And then we have the 6, Lord of Victory, of course. The 7, the defensiveness in there. You don't really see a lot of the theme here. It just looks like candles. But again, the quality of the card, the reflectiveness, just the beautiful aspect of it is a good study deck. This would be excellent to read with. Like if you put this on the table at a psychic fair I mean, that would get a lot of attention, So yeah, this would be fantastic for that. 8, the swiftness, the movement that is sort of aspected here. You do have 9 with a little bit of that, wounded warrior, the defensiveness kind of going in. Obviously, the 10 with the encumbrance and whatnot. We have the Princess of Candles. And, okay, there we go. We have the Prince of Candles. Sort of very similar, but little differences within that. We have the Queen of Candles, which is almost like a little chandelier type of action there. And then the larger chandelier, which is going to be the King of Candles. So very, very cool indeed. All right. So now we have the Ace of Elixirs, a little bit of a Cups action going. Very, very pretty. I like the symbology in there. Almost look like bowling pins. I guess maybe I've been bowling too much in my life. I don't know. We have the Two of Cups with a beautiful connection, almost like a crescent moon in there, with the symbolism individual in there. And you have sort of the waves or the essence sort of escaping the connection. I like that. We have the essence of the cups, almost like steam coming off or stars coming off of here with the 3 celebration. The celebration card that is that. We have the 4, not really wanting more of it. And you have kind of the dynamic between 2 different worlds. I have enough, maybe I don't want any more. We have the 5 of Cups, a little bit of the despair. And then we have the 6 of Cups over here with the family unit, the family orientation, sort of that bonding in between. I like the symbology there. We have the 7 of Cups, the Lord of illusionary success. We have a little bit of sort of a light shining or 2 different aspects, right? A lot of different choices going on here. And then the 8, walking away, abandoning things, not wanting to be there. And you have kind of this isolated 2 cups here. It's almost like that we have the 2 of Cups isolated within this realm. And the 2 of Cups didn't work. And so now we have sort of an escape or 2 different sides of the 2 of Cups and an escapism from that. Very cool. Very good idea there. Now we have a 9 with the 3 aspects of the 9 of Cups, just sort of the holistic excitement. 10 of Cups, happy home, happy family, as with it goes through. The Princess of Elixirs. Over there, just holding on to connecting. I like the implied arms, just kind of embracing the foliage and whatnot. Then we have the Prince, maybe a little more armored, maybe, I don't know. But again, we have more of a squared aspect instead of a curve, which I think is cool. It's sort of a little bit more male, I guess, more squared jaw, squared kind of feel versus sort of the flow of the female form or what have you. Queen of Elixirs, again, very pretty, almost like a little bit of a heart, And again, crescent moons everywhere in here. And then the King with the big symbology. You usually see this big cup, this big ornate cup in the Queen. But that is interesting. They sort of moved it to the King, and it's sort of this single symbol that you do have in here. All right, we have the Ace of Keys, the 2 of Keys, which kind of reminds me of the Hierophant, the keys of the keys of the castle, I guess, and the Hierophant kind of card. We have the 3 over here. I assume those keys are swords, right? We have pentacle. Yeah, okay, we got swords. All right, so you have the 2 of Swords with the separate worlds, the 2 keys that may not be able to be combined. And then we have the 3 of Swords with the heartbreak that's embedded within that. 4 of Swords, I love that. We kept the relaxation, the laying down aspect, right? So we kept the laying down aspect, but with nobody laying down. And then the vertical swords that you have in there, that is very powerful. We have the Lord of Defeat over here with sort of one victor and a lot of people that have been defeated possibly. We have the 6 with the long journey. I love the implied water movement. And then the 6, maybe like the row of the boat, or maybe the boat pattern or shape. We have the 7 of Swords over here, sneaking out a little bit. Maybe the big structure here and sneaking out in between. And almost like carrying some keys with it. We have the 8 of Swords with the restrictive nature. A little bit of a water movement maybe here, because you do usually have water in the 8 of Swords, but it's restricted. It's like lined up, almost like a little bit of a jail cell almost. Then you have the 9 of Swords with the nightmare, the worry, whatnot. And you just have these jumbled images. Maybe we have the nightmare, maybe we have the jumbled images in our mind. We have the 10, the big finale. And the princess, very pretty. Again, a heart shape. There are some very implied heart shapes within here. So this looks pretty cool. Then we have the prince and the queen. Ooh, that is cool. Look at the gates. Look at the gates. The queen of keys. Like this is the person that sort of holds it. And again, you have sort of the soft female form versus a rigid king of keys, male form, which I love that. I love there's a lot of subtle aspects in here that I really like, really like. All right, now we have the Ace of Pentacles, otherwise known as the talismans. Obviously, we don't have the gate. We don't have the, the movement into the other world kind of thing that you usually have here. We have the 2 with the balancing, the dancing. They did include the Lamescate in there, which I like. We almost have like a balloon feel aspect of the 3. But also, you do have kind of the pattern and the shape of what the worker is working on within the 3 of Pentacles. So they kept kind of a little bit, I know it's not exactly that shape, don't hate me, but there's a little bit of that shape left over in here, which I think is just amazing. All right, then we have the 4. 4 is very, very pretty. I love this. Hanging on to what we have, you can see all of the pentacles are interconnected, kind of hinting at we're hanging on to what we have, we're sticking with this. And then we have the 5 with a little bit of the desolation, a little bit of the injury, having a rough time. And then the 6 of Pentacles, looking very, very nice. We have the 7 over here with the work, the planting. So you can kind of see the sunlight and then all of the planted seeds in here. I love that. I love the 8, sort of very structured. We've been working, we've been getting it done. Very cool. And we have the 9. And finally, the 10 of Pentacles, happy home, happy family, with all of the different family aspects kind of connected. Princess of Talismans, very, very pretty. And, ooh, you have the, ooh. See, this is somebody who knows how to make a tarot deck. This is so subtle. This is so subtle. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, basically in the Thoth, is a person who's worked on the wheat field. They have their sort of their tool in hand, and they're sitting on their horse with a big, so I think they're standing beside the horse, in a big, like, pride. They have a lot of pride in what they've done, right? So it's like pride in my work, and this sort of shows it. You have sort of the work has been done, and it's been done on here, and it's sort of settled in. The Queen of Talismans and the King, very, very pretty cards overall. Just a fantastic deck. Oh, I love everything about this deck. Like, I want to say some good stuff and some bad stuff about the deck. I can't say anything bad because every part of it is amazing. I mean, I like to keep a balanced review, but how can you be balanced with this? This is perfect in like every way. They have all of these subtle things that hint back to the original card. Love it, love it, love it, without having to just beat you over the head with too much symbolism, too much graphics. Obviously the modeling here, the highlights are stunning. The size of the card is just absolutely astounding. The box is fantastic, super, super high quality box. The card quality is just beyond excellent. And the book, if I have to say one more time, that's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. That is so nice to have a book that I can go through, tons and tons and tons and tons of detail. I can see kind of where they're going with the deck, what they wanted to express when they made the deck. Just look at how thick. It's just absolutely stunning. Beautiful deck, 10 out of 10 for me. Let me know what you think about the Fortuna deck. I will be opening this in a separate video because I do want to kind of give this, let's see. So we have here Fortuna. This is the Amethyst Aura deck. And this one is the Opal Omen deck. So this was the Opal Omen deck. And in the next video, we'll be doing this other one, which I guess is going to look the same, but it's have a little bit of different colors in it. But I still want to give it the attention that it deserves. I really think this is one of the best decks I've seen in a long time, especially just how much work went into the production of this. Anyway, please hit like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the Fortuna, the Opal Omen deck. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.